Shalom, shalom, call halal, Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashai, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Double honors to the elders and apostles who teach and move well. Of GMS, that is. Peace and salutations be to hopeful elect. I'm Brother Tazon Gabar, coming from the Prophets in Babylon camp. I'm going to be doing a lesson, a history lesson on Yahawashis Sacrifice. Entitled Yahawashis Sacrifice. This is going to be part 1, and I'm going to drop part 2 tomorrow, RAWCHAA, if it be the Lord's will. Alright. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get started in this book of John, chapter 13, verse 1. Turn this fan on, because it's hot in this boy. Alright. It says, "Now before the feast of the Passover, when Yahawashi knew that his hour was come, that he should depart out of this world unto the Father." All right, that was meaning that his time was, that it was his hour is coming for him to die, for him to be killed. Okay, it says, having loved his own which were in the world. It says, having loved his own which were in the world, man, talking about his brethren, his disciples. All right, and we know that the brotherhood is a strong bond because you're in the truth and the Lord, so it makes you a true brother, man, stronger than any type of blood brother. Okay, it says, having loved his own which were in the world, he loved them unto the end. And that love for that brethren is that very thing that that ties you to this world, man. All right, you don't wanna see them hurt. You want to see them down bad, and you don't want to depart from them, man, because you love your brother. Yeah, being with your brethren is truly a blessing. All right, being with your brethren is being with your brethren is like a prelude to the kingdom, man, because that's the happiest you're going to get in this world. The best feeling you're going to feel in this world is being with your brethren in the truth in Yahawah Shai. A family bond stronger than any actual biological family bond can ever be, man. Okay? And not only going to be brethren in this world, you're going to be brethren in the kingdom as well, with that bond that you had in Yahawah Shai, man. So you got to know, when I say Yahawah loved his brethren, he loved his brethren, man. And that's just truth. Alright? Because them not remembering or knowing that they were like chilling with Yahawah before they got into the earth. They were family and brethren with Yahawah before they were sent into the earth, man. So Yahawah knew them before they knew him. Alright? It says, having loved his own which were in the world, he loved them unto the end. And supper being ended, the devil having now put into the heart of Judas Iscariot, Simon's son, to betray him. Yahawah knowing that the Father had given all things into his hands, and that he was come from the Most High, and went to the Most High. Alright, Yahawah knew all things, man. And he knew full well who he was. Alright? And he knew he had a mission to complete. Alright? He knew what he had to do. Okay, he knew how it was going to go down. He knew who was going to do what. He already knew these things, man, because he came from the Father. Alright, these things were revealed to him. Alright? It says, he riseth from supper and laid aside his garments and took a towel and girded himself. After that, he poureth water into a basin and began to wash the disciples' feet, and to wipe them with the towel wherewith he was girded. Then cometh he to Simon Peter, and Peter saith unto him, Lord, dost thou wash my feet? Yahushua answered and said unto him, What I do thou knowest not now, but thou shalt know hereafter. Alright, someone to wash your feet, it was like they were serving you, man. Alright, and the Lord was doing servitude to his brethren. Even though he's above his brethren, he was doing servitude to his brethren, man. And this is like a lower level of putting a crown on your brother's head, okay? Treating your brother as a king, and abasing yourself, man. Treating your brother and abasing yourself and exalting your brother by cleaning his feet, man. So Yahawashi was like, it says, Yahawashi answered and said unto him, what I do thou knowest not now. He didn't understand. You ain't gonna understand it right now, but thou shalt know hereafter. You'll understand later. It says, Peter saith unto him, thou shalt never wash my feet. Yahawashi answered him, if I wash thee not, Yahawashi answered him, if I wash thee not, thou hast no part with me. Now Peter was saying, well, you can't wash my feet. I should be washing your feet, pretty much. And Yahawashi said, if I wash thee not, thou hast no part with me. All right. You ain't with me if you don't let me do this. And it says, Simon Peter saith unto him, Lord, not my feet only, but also my hands and my head. He was like, hey, in that case, wash my hands, my head too. Yahawashi saith to him, he that is washed needeth not save to wash his feet. But is clean every whit, and ye are clean, but not all. Alright. Then it goes on. Basically, verse 11 is explaining what he just said. It says, when he says, and ye are clean, but not all, it says, for he knew who should betray him. Therefore said he, ye are not all clean. And he's speaking of Judas. Alright. So after he had washed their feet, and had taken his garments, and was set down again, he said unto them, know ye what I have done to you? He's about to let him know. He's about to show him. It says, ye call me master and Lord, and ye say, well, for so I am. Yahawashi the man. Yahawashi the king, man. Alright, because they would call him master, call him Lord. He said, you say, well, you're right. You're right to say that. It says, for so I am. Meaning, yeah, he is. If I then, your Lord and master, have washed your feet, ye also ought to wash one another's feet. For I have given you an example that ye should do as I have done to you. Alright, look at that. You gotta obey your master, man. Your master teaching you something, then do it. I say, if I have done it, you shall do it also. Okay? He said, I've given you an example that you should do as I have done to you. Verily, verily, I say unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord, neither he that is sent greater than he that sent him. Yahawashi was sent by the Most High. So Yahawashi is not greater than the Most High. And Yahawashi sent his disciples. So his disciples are not greater than Yahawashi. If ye know these things, happy are ye if ye do them. I speak not of you all, I know whom I have chosen. But that the scripture may be fulfilled, he that eateth bread with me have lifted up his heel against me. Alright. Now the Lord talking to Yahawashi, look at that. It says, but that the scripture be fulfilled. He's talking about prophecy. Okay? So you know, the Old Testament only readers, there was prophecy in the Old Testament referring to the New Testament, man. That was fulfilled in the New Testament. So y'all ain't got the whole roll, man. You eating a piece of it. You can't understand it if you ain't the whole thing. You can't understand the book if you haven't finished the book. You never understand the plot of the story if you don't finish the story, man. It says, I speak not of you all, I know whom I have chosen. But that the scripture may be fulfilled, he that eateth bread with me hath lifted up his heel against me. Alright, he's speaking of Judas. Let me grab that scripture that must be fulfilled. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 41 and verse 9. Yeah, mine own familiar friend, and whom I trusted. Okay, look at that. Speaking of Judas. Which did eat of my bread, hath lifted up his heel against me, betrayed me. You know, to betray him, man. Alright. It says, Now I tell you before it come, that when it is come to pass, ye may believe that I am he. Or just let them know he just fulfilled a prophecy, man. And the disciples wasn't picking up on these things, man. But imagine having a brother amongst your camp, who's just saying all these wise sayings, and you don't even know it, but he's like you don't even realize it, but he's prophesying. He's telling he's telling you something about to happen, this about to happen, this about to happen, that about to happen, and you won't really understand it until it happens. You won't take it serious until it comes to pass, man. You know. It says, and by the time it comes to pass, it's too late for you to, react the way you would have acted if you had already known. Because time's already at hand. Okay. So it's just the disciples feeling some type of way. It goes on. It says, verily, 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 I say unto you in verse 20, he that receiveth whomsoever I send receiveth me. And he that receiveth me, and he that receiveth me receiveth him that sent me. Alright, now if they deceive, he's saying if those people receive, his disciples, if they hear his disciples and come into the truth and, the knowledge of the Lord, the truth of the Lord, they receive Yahawashi. And if they receive Yahawashi, they receive the Most High. Back then, the people were thinking they just go straight to the Most High, and they already got the Most High on their side. Nah, we're like that. The Most High wasn't hearing them unless they went through His Son. And now you gotta, in order to get to the Son, you gotta get through the prophets, the disciples, the teachers. No random person just can, no random person can just get to Yahawashi and then go to the Most High. All right, they gotta hear it out of the mouth of the prophets first. All right. That's why we out there constantly in the streets, on the highways and the byways, bringing out this word to bring those to Yahawashi, that they may receive the Most High as well, and they may receive salvation in that time to come. When Yahawashi had thus said, he was troubled in spirit, and testified and said, verily, verily. Okay, Yahawashi, at this point, he was like, all right, I'm tired of dropping all these hints. I'm going to just say it straight up. It says, verily, verily, I say unto you, that one of you shall betray me. Because they wasn't picking up on it, man. The disciples wasn't picking up on it, like, until he finally said, hey, verily, verily, I say unto you, that one of you shall betray me. This was itching the Lord's spirit, man. Because these are his brethren, this is his brethren, and he loved them to death, man. He loved them unto death, and these are his brethren. So he wanted them to know, hey, there's a traitor among us. All right. It says, then the disciples looked one on another, doubting of whom he spake, saying, hey, is it me? Could it be me? Who is it? Now there was leaning on Yahawashi's bosom. So there was leaning on Yahawashi's bosom one of his disciples whom Yahawashi loved. Simon Peter therefore beckoned to him that he should ask who it should be of whom he spake. Now imagine have a little, boozy woozy in your system. Alright, and you with the brother, and you give the brother a hug, a side hug, and just whisper in the ear, hey, who was you talking about earlier? You know what I'm saying? Yahawashi, that's what Yahawashi said to that. He said, he then, lying on Yahawashi's breath, saith unto him, Lord, who is it? Yahawashi answered, he it is to whom I shall give a sop when I have dipped it. And when he had dipped the sop, he gave it to Judas Iscariot, the son of Simon. Alright. I was pretty much telling them, hey, it was Judas. Judas will betray me. Okay. It says, now no man at the table knew for what intent he spake this unto him. That's a lot. I ended up skipping the scripture. It says, and when he had dipped the sop, he gave it to Judas Iscariot, the son of Simon. And Yahawashi was pretty much like, He was like, hey, I'm finna give it, whoever I'm gonna give this his sop to, you know, he's answering Peter's question, whoever I'm gonna give this sop to, when I dip it, it's gonna be he who betrayed me. Alright. And when Yahawashi dipped it, he gave it to Judas Iscariot, you know, that's when Peter realized, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? And after the sop, Satan entered into him, okay, because it was like Yahawashi was literally just declaring it, you know? Peter not really like catching on too well. Okay, if Peter would have caught on, Peter would have got up, hey, what's up with you? What's up with you? You know what I'm saying? But Peter, you know, Peter was just going with the flow. It says, after the sop, pretty much after he gave it to Judas, Satan entered into him. Then said Yahawashi unto him, that thou doest, do quickly. Now, Yahawashi wasn't speaking to Judas, he was speaking to Hashatan, which is Satan, in the Paleo Hebrew. He said, that thou doest, meaning what you're about to do quickly, do it fast. Alright, because now the disciples are about to start catching on, man. Okay, so he told him to do it fast. Do your job. Alright? Yahawashi is speaking unto Satan. Okay, these two, the only one that's Yahawashi and Satan, the only one who understand what they're saying. It's like they're having a conversation in another realm, and while still in that same realm as the disciples, because they didn't understand what was going on. It says, and after the sop, Satan entered into him. Then said Yahawashi unto him, that thou doest, do quickly. Now no man at the table knew for what intent he spake this unto him, and he didn't know what he was talking about. They thought, it says, for some of them thought, because Judas had the bag, meaning the bag of money, Judas was a money holder, that Yahawashi said unto him, by those things that we have need of against the feast, or that he should give something to the poor. Meaning what? Go use that money to go get some food for the feast. Use that money to give that money to the poor real quick. You know, that's what they were thinking about. These are all the thoughts they were perceiving. They didn't think they was talking about going to go pay. You know, matter of fact, let me grab that so we were all on the same page. That's the book of Matthew, chapter 26 and verse 14. This is a rewind, basically backing up in the story to before they started the feast. It says, then one of the 12, called Judas Iscariot, went unto the chief priest, and said unto them, what will ye give me, and I will deliver him unto you? It says, and they covenanted with him for 30 pieces of silver. Alright, meaning they were making a deal. Alright, you turn him over, we give you 30 pieces of silver. They're making a deal with him, man. And from that time, he saw opportunity to betray him. Alright, let me grab this precept. Real quick on that. That's the book of 1 Timothy chapter 6 and verse 10. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith. What's that faith? Yahawashi. And pierced themselves through with many sorrows. Now, when Judas betrayed Yahawashi for that bag, for that money, he pierced himself through with many sorrows. He was, okay, he was destroyed. He was like, dang, I just betrayed the Son of Man. Alright? He felt destroyed on this. He pierced himself, man. He basically executed himself with many sorrows. Alright, and he ended up committing suicide too, man. It says, and from that time, back to Matthew 26 and 16, and from that time he saw opportunity to betray him. Alright, let me get back to the storyline in the book of John, chapter 13, and verse 29. It says, for some of them thought, because Judas had the bag, that Yahawashi had said unto him, buy those things that we have need of against the feast, or that he should give something to the poor. He then, having received the sop, went out it says, went immediately out, and it was night. Therefore, when he was gone out, Yahawashi said, now is the Son of Man glorified, and the Most High is glorified in him. All right, meaning what? Now it's time, Now the prophecies, now the time for him to be given up is going to come to pass, and there's no stopping it. It says, if Yahweh be glorified in him, Yahweh shall also glorify him in himself, and shall straightway glorify him. Little children, yet a little while, it says, yet a little while I am with you, ye shall seek me, and as I said unto the Jews, whither I go, ye cannot come. So now I say to you, Yahawashi was always speaking spiritually, man. Yahawashi was always speaking spiritually. And he was telling the Jews, whither I go, you can't come. When he was going up into the mount, you can't come here. But he was also speaking spiritually, saying, hey, he's about to go to the Father. You can't come right now. All right. It says, whither I go, ye cannot come. So now I say to you, a new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another as I have loved you, that ye also love one another. By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, and if ye have love one to another. So by this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, if ye have love one to another. Simon Peter said unto him, Lord, whither goest thou? He said, where are you going, Lord? Yahushua answered him, whither I go, which is where I go, thou canst not follow me now, but thou shalt follow me afterwards. Peter said unto him, Lord, why cannot I follow thee now? I will lay down my life for thy sake. Yahushua answered him, wilt thou lay down thy life? He was saying, it says, Yahushua answered him, wilt thou lay down thy life for my sake? Verily, verily, I say unto thee, the cock shall not crow till thou hast denied me thrice, meaning the chicken. When it's morning time and the rooster be like crowing in the morning time, the sun coming up, when you hear that rooster, that's what the Lord was talking about. It says, the cock shall not crow till thou hast denied me thrice. Meaning that rooster ain't going to give his sound off, this alarm, until Peter denies the Lord 3 times. Meaning what? He's going to disclaim the Lord, that he was with the Lord, that he knew the Lord. You're not going to claim him 3 times. You're going to do that 3 times. People going to ask, hey, ain't you with the Lord? I saw you with him. You're going to do that 3 times before the chicken, crows. The rooster crows. But that's it for part 1. Yahawashis drop part 2 tomorrow. If not, the day after. It's all according to the Lord's will. We're going to get more into this, and I'll continue this lesson. I'm going to call it Yahawashis Sacrifice part 2. As for that, this is Yahawashis Sacrifice part 1. I truly hope you, Akim and Akwath, were edified. Akwath meaning sisters, Akim meaning brethren. Truly hope you're edified by this lesson. Until next time, I say, call HALAL, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Shalom.